here in Churchill, Tennessee, as we await the second game of our doubleheader tonight as your Volunteer Falcons take on the Happy Valley Warriors of Carter County. Alongside me tonight for a little bit of this broadcast is going to be our athletic director, Jeremy Bailey. And also on the call with me tonight is senior Lake Courtney. Like I said, tonight's senior night, we're representing two seniors, Connor Haynes and Elijah Bowery, who have done exceptionally well at both of their positions this year. You know, multiple position players, and that's why we wanted to bring Jeremy on tonight to talk about these seniors and talk about some upcoming events here in the next couple weeks. Jeremy, thanks for coming on tonight.
Hey, we appreciate having Volunteer Sports Network as a part of volunteer athletics throughout the entire year. And tonight is a special night. The rain has subsided, thankfully, and the field is starting to dry out. It's a little slick in the first game here. But at the plate is one of our seniors, Isaiah Bowery, and he and Connor both have been, a staple within this program since freshman. They've seen the field. Connor started since he's a freshman, and you just seen the development that they've taken and the commitment that they've put in the off seasons to work, and they've been great leaders for these younger kids that are going to be taking the helm, next year moving on.
Like you were saying, obviously big shoes to fill in the positions that these two players, these seniors play. And, what, as a senior for them, I've been a senior, you've been a senior, what would they need to say to this, upcoming class that's going to fill their shoes and stuff? Because those are big shoes to fill.
Looking back at it in my time, and it's just nothing's going to be given to you. What we've done this year in success and how far we go in the district tournament, that team is this year's team, and next year's team, depending on those guys that are below them, they're going to have to start working themselves. When you lose pitching like this, somebody else has to step up. Shortstop is a pivotal position, but most of all, nothing's going to be given to you. You've got to outwork everybody, even your own teammates within your own club, within your own conference, within your own region. You're trying to outwork and showcase yourself the best that you can.
And watching Isaiah just get on base here in this first game of this doubleheader, he has really good at bats. He's a patient batter, and along with Connor Haynes, and their averages tell you that just by looking at them. And I have him here real quick. Haynes is at 487 as of last night, and I'm trying to look for. I can't find him right off. Bowery's at 349. So I mean, when you're batting in the threes, and even 400s, that's impressive over a 24-23 game.
Right then, and right there with Connor, I mean, 400 is where you want to be as it sets you apart in high school baseball, but he's floating around right in the 490s almost 50% of the times he's at bat, he's getting a hit.
Yeah.
And I would say that his quality at bats, both of them have really good eyes. They see the ball well at the plate. They are patient. They don't help a pitcher out by chasing something off speed in the dirt or way outside. So, it's just from time in the cage, from time playing baseball, from years and years of experience, and just believing in themselves and who they are as hitters. They're a force to be reckoned with when they come at the plate, and then they've got their batter mate, pitching mate right here behind them, and Austin Williams, to get them in. So they get to utilize their speed. That's been an advantage in getting them some hits. Coach is playing some small ball tonight to work on that.
Yep.
You can see that. Both of them are confident bunters. And what I like about both of them is they can change from a bunt mindset to move somebody around to now we got to swing it for a base hit with two strikes. And they really do a good job of that. And you see a lot of hitters that are base hitters struggle once they get a bunt sign that's all they can do, and they can't transition to back to get a hit swinging. So, again, patience and just seeing pitches in the cage. Both of these guys get extra reps every day. I see Connor's truck down there quite often, just, in there just fine tuning everything that he does.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Peterson at the beginning of the season. He was like, we're going to focus on small ball. And, at the high school level, most of these kids, they want to go yard with it. They want to hit the deep balls and play the gaps. But this team seems like it's kind of perfected it over the years, because I was interested to see how that was going to play, and having having Bowery in that 2-hole spot,
Mhm.
if you get Fegans, usually that's how the lineup is. If you get him in scoring position and you can lay down a decent bunt, you can move him 90 feet closer or sometimes get him all the way home. So
Right.
the small ball has really been impressive for the Falcons this year.
Yeah, we saw some of that at the beginning last year in the district, and when we got things rolling, we put pressure on people, and that's one thing about Isaiah. When he's in there in that 2-hole hitter, he's not bunting for a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And, before he gets 2 strikes, he's getting on bunts, and a lot of teams are giving up outs in that situation. And Isaiah's speed and his craft at getting the ball down the line correctly in the right position has saved us some outs and scored us more runs over the year.
You were talking about with Haynes putting in work too, especially on the mound. Before the game the other night against Greenville, that we took a conference loss to Greenville. He came in with a 1.88 ERA. And that's impressive over that many innings pitched, which I don't have the innings pitched right off, but he compiled a 6-3 record as a starter this year.
Right, and we've seen that since he's been a freshman. He's been a confident, mature pitcher from the day one that he stepped on the mound here, a Volunteer, and what he has is just craftiness. He don't blow it by a lot of people, but he changes his motions, he changes his windup. He's got a great location fastball away that tails, and then his curveball just hangs outside and drops in on right-handed batters, and then if they're batting from the left side of the box, it's coming right at them and then diving across the plate. So more than anything, though, it's just his moxie, his belief in himself from the time, he started since he's been a freshman, and he was an all-conference freshman, was right there with the newcomer of the year chance to win that in the big conference that we used to be in with the big schools. So I think he learned from that, and now we've transitioned to District 2, and you're just seeing him have success after success. And he's a competitor. He don't like to lose, and he wears a lot of his emotions on his sleeves, and he don't want to let his teammates down ever.
As we have a little score update here on this first game of our doubleheader, Volunteers taking still in command with the lead 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs, and now advancing runners to now make it 8-0 as the center fielder couldn't make the play there for the Warriors. We're going to let you get out here, get ready for senior night, and we're looking forward to seeing these 2 guys' careers progress outside of Volunteer High School.
Looking forward to sending them off with a win here, maybe 2 tonight, come back with Westridge tomorrow morning or midday. And
I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yep.
So
turn.
I know they're going to have a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth after we got after on their home turf up there. So
that's right. And, I think Coach probably looks like he's going back to what he started with early in the week, and Luke available probably tomorrow. So you'll see Armstrong, who's going to be big in the district tournament, get on the mound, and he's been really, really progressing well late in the season as a pitcher, and he's going to be valuable going down the district next week.
All right, everybody, that was Athletic Director Jeremy Bailey on talking about these 2 seniors here tonight. Jeremy, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to us, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Again, we thank you. We thank Lake. We thank Elijah and what they've done this year. We couldn't have done it without you all. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Everybody, that was Jeremy Bailey with the Volunteer High School Athletics Athletic Director. Stay tuned as we'll have live coverage of this second game of this doubleheader. If you're watching on the live, we'll have it up for you. But we're going to step away on the radio side of it. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Did he turn that off when he got up? Okay. I was going to say, Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network. We're a little early here for game 2, as game 1's going on at this doubleheader against Happy Valley High School. I'm Josh Sawyer. Alongside me is senior Lake Courtney, and your Volunteer Falcons are currently up here in the bottom of the 4th, 10-0 over Happy Valley. And at the plate right now, I believe, is Boston Fegans. Volunteers came into this matchup 13-13 as they took a conference loss last night to Cherokee, and that was by a score of 11-5 as Cherokee erupted in that top of the 7th inning after the game being tied to
7 runs.
Yeah, get those 7 runs as Fegans takes his base, and bases are loaded once again for the Falcons. And now Isaiah Bowery, the senior, who's going to be represented here between the games on senior night, along with Connor Haynes, is at the plate now. Rainy, wet night here as the rain has subsided a little bit. Sun's starting to shine just a little bit in the west here. Wind is definitely in the ballpark, blowing left to right. And they're going to call that first pitch by the Warriors a strike. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Each doubleheader game plays 5 innings as Isaiah ropes one into left center, and it's going to go up, and it's going to be dropped by the Happy Valley center fielder, and that's going to bring in 1 more run with bases loaded with a long ball there to get a single and an RBI. Blake, I'll try to be quiet now if you have anything to say now.
Bit of a rough inning here for Happy Valley. They've had at least 3 errors.
They were both going. You had your left fielder out there, and we don't have a roster or a lineup yet for the Warriors. And I thought the center fielder, somebody was supposed to call it, and I don't think they communicated, and it just fell right out of his glove.
It didn't look like it too well there.
I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. If y'all can't make it out here to the ballpark for senior night, make sure you tune in on our Facebook Live and over here on the Mixler app. I'd like to thank all of our donors for making this happen. As Connor looks at that pitch right there, and it's called ball. It's evened up the count, 1-1, 1 out.
One's across the board, except for Happy Valley School.
And the inning as Haynes ropes one into right field, fouled.
Runners on base tonight. On third base, number 1, Aiden Parson. On second base, number 3, Bryson Fegans. And on first base, number 5, Isaiah Bowery.
Number 3, Kendall, is a pitcher right now as he's working on 60 pitches here. So far, Haynes is 1 for 1 tonight, according to the Game Changer app we're using to track the score. Pitches away, called ball just outside, and that's going to make the count 3-2 with 1 out. Fixing to come up with a payoff pitch here. Kendall's pitches away, swung on deep into right field is Haynes, and it's going, and it's out of here. And that's going to be a grand slam for your Volunteer Falcons as they just continue to put it on the Warriors here. And that's a good senior night.
That's a great senior night.
For Haynes to go yard there with a grand slam as it found the 325 mark and went out of here.
That might be a run roll, ain't it?
And that takes the score now 15-0. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Still 1 out for the Falcons.
Man, he's going to remember that one.
Yeah. And now it's going to bring up Williams at the plate as we're going to get a timeout by the Happy Valley skipper here. At their first home run, we've got the witness here actually being live.
I think that's been the first all year.
There's Haynes, according to Game Changer and Max Preps, he has had one earlier in the year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'll let him talk enough. Oh, the legend Chuck McLean here, dogging me a little bit.
Churchill native right there.
Chuck's been at this school since the dinosaurs have been around. They opened the doors and Chuck was just automatically here.
Bro spawned in out of nowhere.
So it looks like they're going to have a new pitcher here, and we're going to step away real quick and take a break. So stay tuned as your Falcons are leading here in the bottom of the fourth, 15-0. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as pitching change for the Warriors. At the plate now is Williams for the Falcons. And right before that, Connor Haynes with the grand slam to make it 15-0 here on senior night for our first game of the doubleheader. One out here, down and away. It's going to be 2-0 count now. Definitely not a good day for to be a Warrior right now. As they have one more at bat, if they can get out of this inning to to make up this comeback here.
I thought last night would need a miracle.
And Williams is going to take his base as he got, I think he got hit by a pitch there as I looked away for a second. So there was only a 2-0. That's going to bring up now Grayson Dennis. Have you happened to get the lineup for tonight? I don't think we've been given that information yet.
Nope.
I say it's not going to look much different. That one's going to be low and away for Williams as he looks at it for 1-0 count now. That was going to be fouled straight up over into the stadium there. Fouled.
Got a little bit of a group out in the right field looking for that home run ball.
I think they probably want to hold on to that one and keep it.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good senior night gift.
Dennis still at the plate here. Looks like we're still looking at a 1-2, 1 out here, 15-0. We'll have the full coverage of their doubleheader here after this one concludes. As that one's ripped towards the third baseman, he can't grab it, and that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to advance the runner to second and have runners on first and second.
Next up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons, number 14, right fielder Blakely Broussard.
Pitches away for Young. High 1-0. Here it goes over the plate, fouled back. 1-1. This will be a good bounce back win for the Falcons. As like I said earlier, they lost to the rival Cherokee last night by the score 11-5 with that big inning surge by the Chiefs in the top of the seventh. 2-1 count now for Broussard.
Count is now 2-1. Junior right down the middle, popped up behind one plate on the right side, and it is caught.
That catch is going to come up with that one.
2 outs now on the board. As we have number 4, second baseman Gavin Hickernell coming up to bat. Runner still on first and second for the Falcons.
Score of interest here. Lady Falcons are leading Claiborne County by a score 2-1 at the end of the fifth. Try to keep you updated on there. That's a conference matchup for the Lady Falcons. As Hickernell looks at first pitch called strike. 0-1 count, 2 outs now. Swung on, and it's going to be fouled off. That was a good play by Catch there. To go over and go almost right into the dugout for the Falcons to get that pop up.
I don't think they was able to find the home run ball.
That's really unfortunate. Because I know he'll want that one if that one's fouled off to the right.
Looks like that went off Hickernell's hands.
Kind of caught it on the inside of that barrel there.
Yeah.
Maybe rolled off of it. Oh, 2 outs here, still in the bottom of the fourth. As pitcher and catcher meet just right above the home plate. They're going to trot back and get in their respective positions and try to get out of this inning with no more damage.
By the way, if you're curious, from previous nights, pictures will be uploaded from not only Cherokee, but could you remember the other team? I can't remember.
There was some that got uploaded today, but there'll be the Cherokee game and the Greenville game. There should be pictures for both of those that'll be uploaded soon. And that line draw by Hickernell to the second baseman will be the third and final out here in this fourth inning, and they get ready to go on to the fifth and final inning of this doubleheader. And we'll be back shortly as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
Happy Valley Warriors on senior night as we are leading here 15-0. Pitcher change for Volunteer. Number 3, Bryson Fegans coming into pitch. Coming up to bat for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 8. Can't provide any names yet because we haven't gotten a roster for it. Bryson with a pitch. It is strike, swung on. Pitcher Connor Haynes moves out to center field here. Second pitch is on the outside right, called a ball. Previously, if he wasn't here, Connor Haynes had bases loaded out into right field. He hit a home run, grand slam to bring it up to 15-0. As the third pitch here is called a ball.
We'll have to do some work. Yeah.
Fourth pitch kind of low down the middle. Pitch from Bryson. Swing and miss. Full count now. Foul ball outside the Happy Valley dugout here. Staying alive here. No outs on the board. Low ball here as number 8 takes his base. Next up to bat for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 31. A little bit of a low pitch down the middle, called a ball. Second pitch is a right side inside strike. Count is now 1-1. Runner still on first. Went right over the batter. Count is now 2-1. Feeds with the pitch. Right side strike. Swing and a miss. Foul ball out to the right side. Count is 2-2 here as number 31 stays alive in it. Runner still on first for Happy Valley. Low ball. Runner still in for second. He will make it. Another foul ball. Tipped behind home here. Full count, staying alive still. Catching for pitcher number 3, Bryson Fegans, is number 17, Grayson Dennis. Bit of a high ball and a swing on it as he first out of the top of the 5th here. Runner still on second. Bit of a low right foul ball. Runner still to third. Count is now 1-0. Ladies and gentlemen, your lineup for the night. Number 3 on the mound, Bryson Fegans. His catcher, number 17, Grayson Dennis. On first base, number 21, Isaiah Ward. Second baseman, number 4, Gavin Hickernell. At shortstop, number 5, senior Isaiah Bowery. On third, number 7, Austin Williams. Left fielder, number 1, Aiden Parson. In center field, number 9, senior Connor Haynes. And in right field, number 14, Blakely Broussard. As we now have a count of 3-0 here. And batter will take his base. Runners on 1 and 3rd. Coming up to bat for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 4 here. Score is still 15-0 here. As Happy Valley hopes to pull something out here. Here's first pitch. There's a foul, or not a foul ball, pop up above the first baseman, and Isaiah Ward catches it for the second out of the inning. Runner still on 1st and 3rd. Coming up to bat for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 22, their catcher. Bit of a low right-sided pitch. Count is 1-0 here. Second pitch from Bryson as a runner stealing from first. Ground ball out to third base as Austin Williams throws it to the first baseman, Isaiah Ward, for the third out of the inning. We will be right back after this short message here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
That was the end of the game.
That was the end of the game. That was a bad call by me.
And you can just put final up there on the screen. Welcome back in here to the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set here momentarily to start senior night and start the second game of this doubleheader against Happy Valley. Your Falcons defeated Happy Valley after 5 by a score of 15-0. We're gonna step aside and take a break here as we go through the homecoming festivities. So you can either stick around or come back to us as we'll have live play-by-play coverage as soon as they get back on the field. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
So again, senior night 2024 is about to be underway. We ask that all family members that will be joining the two seniors, please make your way to the home dugout entrance. You'll be lining up on first base side numerically. We will have Isaiah Bowers first, and then Connor Haynes. Anybody again that are joining our seniors, please make your way to the first base dugout. Get lined up there on first base. In the first base line. We will get this underway. Recognizing the seniors tonight, we do have two of them. Two special seniors been with us quite a while. And they've played very significant minutes and contributed to volunteer sports, especially baseball. Exceptional leaders and exceptional young men. We're looking forward to their future and what they and how they have represented Volunteer High School. Thumbs up from Coach Peterson. Again, senior night 2024. Our first senior is number 5, Isaiah Bowery. He is joined today by his mom, his dad, and his brothers, Wes, Brittany, Walker, Eli, and Casey. He has played baseball for 15 years, 4 years here at Volunteer. He will attend Northeast State Community College and major in electrical engineering technology. Special thank you goes out to his parents for believing in him, his little brothers, Eli and Jason. Thank you to the coaching staff for helping me better himself on and off the baseball field the last 4 years. One more time for number 5, Isaiah Bowery. Our second and last senior represented tonight is number 9, Connor Haynes. He is joined by mother Amy Haynes and sisters Madison Haynes. He has played baseball here at Volunteer for 4 years. He plans to attend King University where he is signed to play baseball, and he will major in business. Special thanks to God for allowing him to play, his family, his coaches, and his friends. Big round of applause for number 9, Connor Haynes. As always, we thank you, seniors, senior parents. We appreciate the support. And welcome back anytime as alumni here at Volunteer High School. We look forward to what you do in the future. One more round of applause for seniors 2024, Bowery and Haynes. Congratulations, guys. Stellar careers here as the Volunteer Falcons. Coming up next will be starting lineups for game 2 of this doubleheader, 5-inning game. Non-conference matchup to Happy Valley Warriors visiting tonight. We thank you, fans from Happy Valley, making the trip, enduring the weather. Also, Volunteer fans, parents.
Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start game 2 of our doubleheader tonight as Volunteer defeats Happy Valley in game 1 15-0 to improve to 14-13 overall here in the season, and this 14-13 in this non-conference matchup tonight. Like I said, they're getting ready for game 2, and have a little bit of a staff for us here during this break. We'd like to thank y'all for patiently waiting for us here tonight. And we had senior night, and we honored senior pitcher Connor Haynes and senior shortstop Isaiah Bowery. And, you know, just if you were listening at the beginning of the stream, we got to talk with athletic director Jeremy Bailey about those two seniors and their big impact for this program, and we're excited to see where their careers take them later on down the road. But quick stat here, that was the first out of the park home run for Connor Haynes in his career, and it was a grand slam. So that was just phenomenal on his part. That's a good way to go out on senior night. But hey, 5 more innings to play since it's a doubleheader tonight, and we have the coaches meeting here on the home plate with the game administrator Jeremy Bailey, got Coach Peterson, and the coach of Happy Valley. Starting lineup tonight for the Volunteer Falcons will be Fegans leading us off, Bowery in that 2-hole spot, Haynes, Williams, and Bolsini and Armstrong will be in that DH spot tonight, followed by Grayson Dennis, Hickernell, Isaiah Ward, and Aiden Parsons leading it up. So we'll get started here shortly. Make sure you stay tuned with us as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set for the first pitch here at 8:19 of this second game of the doubleheader with Armstrong on the mound as his first pitch is called ball. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight and staying with us in this long-winded broadcast here as we get set to hopefully have a repeat of last game when the Falcons defeated Happy Valley 15-0 as we're looking at a 2-0 count now and quickly a 3-0 count with Armstrong on the mound. Up to the plate right now is Shawn for the Warriors, number 4.
Correction, now it is a 3-0 count.
And that was going to buzz right by him, and he's going to take his base. He kind of had to bend out of the way to keep from getting hit, and that pitch went behind him, and Happy Valley is going to have a runner on first here after, 4 pitches there. In the left field spot for the Falcons, Aiden Parsons, center field, Connor Haynes, right field will be, usually it's Elijah Gordon, but I know
Bryson Fegan.
that's going to be Bryson Fegans in the right field. And then we'll get your infield here second as Armstrong tried to pick off the guy at first.
Third baseman, number 7, Austin Williams. Shortstop, senior, number 5, Isaiah Barry. Second baseman, number 4, Gavin Hickernell. First baseman, number 21, Isaiah Ward. Catcher, number 17, Grayson Dennis. And on the mound, number 20, Luke Armstrong.
As that one's going to be fouled off. Runner will go back to first. And he got over to third real quick on that foul ball. Rains held off as that first game. It was coming down and they were playing it. And now it's kind of held off and cleared up and got a little chilly out and still wet there on the field as that one's going to be a bunt by Parker there, number 22, and it's going to be fouled off. That's going to be 0-1 count. Armstrong tried to pick off the guy runner at first. And that's gets back in time there. Shawn does. Parker at the plate looking at the 0-2. Armstrong delivers. One on missed with an out, and that's going to be the attempted pickoff by Dennis there. That's going to be a strike 3 swinging for the first out, and that's going to advance the runner into scoring position. Shawn at second base. That's going to be number 18, Blevins, at the plate. Pitches way high and outside, called ball. Wind's blowing left to right here in the field. Armstrong pitches way down and inside, called ball. Runner goes back to second. Armstrong pitches way over the plate, called strike, to go 2-1 now.
Runner still on second. Bit of an outside pitch. Count is now 2-2. 3-1. My mistake.
Three-one count for Blevins here. As Armstrong steps off the mound, regains his composure there, and gets set to throw the next pitch here. Pitches away, outside ball, and he's going to walk the second one of this inning. Runners on first and second, one out here. And now that's going to bring up Kendall for the Warriors. Armstrong's pitches away high in the zone there, called ball. Looked like it was well enough to be a strike there, Lake, and thought he was going to get that call in his favor, but nevertheless, it wasn't. Pitch away from Armstrong over plate, and swung on and missed by Kendall.
I said break it up. You're next spot, fine.
1-1 out here, starting the top of the first. Runner breaks for third, and he's going to slide in plenty of time as Dennis couldn't gather it behind the plate there. At least he didn't let it get to the backstop.
You're right. What about me?
2-1 count, 1 out. Runners on the corners at first and third. Sean and Blevins. That one's going to be. That's going to be. Looks like a called strike there, and Dennis tried to throw it back to third to pick him off, and it hit the bat of the batter there. And I'm surprised nobody came out of the dugout there for maybe some interference there, but we play on. Armstrong's pitch over the plate. That curveball changed right over the plate there to strike him out, and that's his second strikeout of tonight to make 2 outs. And now to bring up Goulds, number 1. Pitches away, and they're going to say he went for a strike. He couldn't lay off that changeup there, and Armstrong got lucky because it fell short of the plate. But Goulds ended up swinging and going past the plate there. As that one's going to be fouled backing up and out of play. Quickly an 0-2 count here, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Falcons look to get back on the field here to start the bottom of the first, batting and keep the bats hot from the previous game. And that one's going to hit Goulds there, and he's going to take his base.
Bases are loaded for Happy Valley here.
Yeah, they got Sean, Blevins, and Goulds. As Armstrong's still trying to find his rhythm over the plate. And Armstrong's a good pitcher, and he just got to get dialed in, and he'll be fine. We're going to have a courtesy runner in now. It's going to be number 11. And we'll see who they get subbed in here for that courtesy runner. If we can get you a name here, it's going to be Belt. Belt is going to be the courtesy runner. That's going to be over at first. Two outs. First pitch out the at-bat called ball to make it 1-0. Armstrong looks and deals. Called strike to even it up at 1-1. 2 outs, and this will be a big stop here after he hit 2, walked 2, got a couple strikeouts.
Walked 2 and hit my pitch. Yeah.
Yep. And that's going to be a ball to make it 2-1 to get out of this jam here. Happy Valley's threatening with runners on all 3 bases. Wind's blowing straight out. They get something up. Wind might take it. Pitches away inside, called ball to make it 3-1.
Good thing about this moment right here, Volunteer has a very good fielding right here, and depending on if Happy Valley makes contact or not.
And that's going to be a strike 2. And that's the thing, Lake. I mean, we've seen it. These players in these outfields, and even in the infield with Bowery at shortstop, they can field it good. And I mean, we've seen Parsons as that one's over the plate, strike 3, caught looking, and Armstrong is going to get out of that inning with no runs coming across the plate. So we're going to take a break as we get ready to go in the top of the or bottom of the first here with the score still 0-0. Stay tuned. You're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Volunteer Sports Network here in the bottom of the first inning as batter for the Volunteer Falcons, number 3, Bryson Figgins.
Falcons, number 3,
Pitching for the Happy Valley,
Figgins.
number 1, Goods, as it is all tied up here 0-0. Still scoreless from everybody.
Usually we see Figgins at that third base position, but tonight's a little different, which we're playing a doubleheader. I think he's moved over into right. Is that what you said earlier, right field?
Sure is. There's a wonky pitch here from the Goods. Count is now 1-0. Second pitch down the middle. Count is now 1-1.
He hit that low in the zone right there, barely
Yeah.
clipped the strike zone. That's a good look, though. You mean, kind of see what he's going to give you.
Bit of an outside left pitch here. Count is now 2-1. Starting to look like a really fast pitcher here. Trying to get some movement going here.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to try to end the inning as quick as he can.
Right down the middle. Bryson Figgins has a pop-up out into right field. Second baseman coming back. Barely catching it there as that is the first out of the inning.
And I think, like, if he wouldn't have caught that, that would have stayed fair because it was right there on the foul line. I think we'd have got lucky and that would have been in.
Up next to the Falcons,
Second up to
number
bat,
5,
number
Isaiah
5,
Barry.
senior shortstop, Isaiah Barry. Isaiah has had an impeccable last 2 seasons here, known for his bunting. Could you tell me a little about that, Josh?
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, like I was telling Jeremy Bailey, our athletic director, when we was talking about these seniors during the middle of last game, they were talking about small ball. Didn't really understand it as he bunts one down the third base line and he's going to get there. It's going to be a bang-bang play, but he's safe as he's bunting another single to add to his career stat as bunt singles. But yeah, like he can hit it out in the field, but he can bunt just as good, and that's going to bring up now Connor Haynes. But yeah,
Up next to the Falcons,
I know
number
how they
9,
play small
Connor
ball.
Haynes.
but I didn't realize how much emphasis they put on it, because if you can play small ball and get a bunt like that and have 2 or 3 runners in scoring position, you're up 3-0 with more runners on base.
And a huge impact about that small ball. We have a really quick team out here at Volunteer, as this pitch is far outside as Isaiah Barry steals for second. Count is now 1-0, 1 out on the board. Still scoreless. Outside pitch again on the left side. Count is now 2-0.
Haynes, who last game had a had a home run grand slam as he hits that one to second base over to first, and that's going to be the second out, but that's going to move up Bowery 90 foot closer to home plate. But yeah, he sent that one into the night sky.
Oh yeah.
They were out there looking for it. I think we
Up
were
next
talking
to the
about doing the
Falcons, number
last
7,
game. They were
Austin Williams.
out there hunting for it so he could get it. So hopefully they found that.
Next up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons, third baseman for tonight, number 7, Austin Williams.
And that's what's good about this team when you have these double headers. You have a lot of players that can play multiple positions, and it don't really seem to affect, how the game goes because they can play all these positions just as good.
I would say the biggest problem for us is definitely the pitchers.
Not having the depth and stuff, I guess, is the biggest. And then, I think we talked about it last night. Having that depth it really hurts these high school teams because you can only pitch up to 125 pitches.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 now.
Isaiah Bowery's on third, looking to steal home eventually, as his third pitch is a little bit high on the left side. Count is now 3-0. Pitch by Goods. A little bit of a low ball. Walks Austin Williams. Runners on both corners here. So next up to bat, number 13, DH, Anthony Bassini.
The Raging
Up next,
Cajun.
number
He had a couple
13,
good hits
Anthony
last night. I think he got
Bassini.
walked. And he's looking to add to his batting average here tonight.
Sounds like we started a little bit of a Raging Cajun movement here with Tony.
I didn't realize we had two players from Louisiana. Brassard, too, came from there as he hits one out into the gap. Center fielder's going to try to make a play, but he's going to get an RBI single, Borsini, and that's just going to add to the batting average and his RBI stat. So, first pitch swinging by Borsini. The Raging Cajun gets it out there in center field and gets it to drop and brings one home for the Falcons to take the lead here in the bottom of the first, 1-0 with 2 outs. Now the catcher, Grayson Dennis, up to bat.
Anthony Bassini on first base. Austin Williams on second. As his first pitch is a little bit on the left. Right.
It was inside. It was left on the screen right in the batter's box. That one's over the plate, fouled back. Let's see where it goes. Right on the tent.
Ooh. Armstrong's truck's not looking too promising right now.
That one's going to roll down the hill here behind us. And we got 2 little kids after. They'll grab it. Those kids get tickled to death running around for these balls. Pitches away, swung on by Dennis, and that's a
ball there.
I think he tipped. I think he tipped it there, so the count's going to stay 0-2.
2 outs here on the board. As the pitcher and catcher take a little quick timeout here.
A little meaning with catch and pitch there on this 0-2 count with two outs. Pitches away, swung on, delivered back to the second baseman as he's going to glove it and get it over to first. And that's going to end the inning, but not before the Falcons take a 1-0 lead here to go into the second. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
Welcome back here tonight on the Volunteer Sports Network as we are in the top of the second inning. Volunteer scoring last inning. Up to bat for the Happy Valley Warriors looks to be number 8.
I'll get you a name just in a second.
On the mound, number 20, Luke Armstrong. As it is a pop fly up behind home plate.
Man,
On the right side
that
of us.
landed uncomfortably too close to us.
Just a tad bit.
And that's going to be Shepard at the plate as he swings on that one for strike 2. Pitches away high. Now make it 2-2. And that one swung on over to shortstop Byrie, the senior, and he's going to throw it over to first just in time for the out as Ward is there to glove it.
A bit of a stretch there from Isaiah.
Up next for Happy Valley, number 31, Young.
And I think Luke's getting a little bit more comfortable. He's letting the defense play behind him, kind of pitching the contact here as he throws a strike fastball right over the plate.
Which he didn't do too bad in the first inning. I mean, he did get all 3 outs, strikeouts.
He did. That one's just a little high there to even it up at 1-1. And that one's going to be fouled back. Let's see where it goes. We kind of have a tent with us tonight just in case it starts raining, so we can protect some of the equipment here. So maybe the ball won't come barreling right through it if it does. That one's down and away to even it up once again, 2-2. Two count and 1 out here. Young at the plate for the Warriors. Pitches away, down and inside to make it 3-2. Full count here, and the payoff pitch fixing to be underway. See what Armstrong can deal up for us. Pitches away, fastball swung on, fouled off to the visitor side dugout in left field. Whoa. 3-2 count, 1 out, 1-0. Falcons leading. Pitch is high, and Armstrong's going to walk.
Next up for Happy Valley, number 13, Grindstaff.
First pitch for Armstrong after that walk is a called strike. Pass ball over the plate to make it 0-1, 1 out. Just need a ground ball here. Maybe shortstop get a 6-4-3 double play or something as he goes over to try to pick off the first base runner, and he gets back in time. Pitches way high, and they're going to bunt it foul to make it 0-2 count. I don't know why he.
A bit of an awkward situation there for
Yeah.
the batter. Backing out of the batter box, still swinging a bunt on it.
And that ball came over 2 foot higher than him. Because he's not that tall of a batter, it don't appear to be, and he went high for it. Pitches away, and that's going to be called strike, and they're going to try to pick him off, and nonetheless, they get the strikeout. And that's
Next
going
up
to
for Happy Valley, number
leave runner
4,
still on first. And that's going to be Young, and that's going to bring up now the batter for the Warriors.
4th strikeout of the night for Luke Armstrong.
Pitches away down and away, called ball. As Sean is back up to the plate, number 4, as he fouls that one off to make it 1-1 count.
Runner still on first here. 2 outs on the board. Volunteer leading 1-0.
We're having to get some balls here for the officials. He ran out. Slowed down play a little bit. Luckily, we don't have to go the full 7 because I think we'd be here till midnight at this rate.
Hey, Friday night, man. Under the lights. Don't get no better.
No, it don't. It still beats those late nights for football, traveling and not getting home till midnight, 1 o'clock sometimes. We had that rain delay at Northview that last year, man. We didn't get started till right at 9 o'clock. Shoot, that's a long night. 1-1 count here. Over the plate, called strike.
Good little slider there from Luke Armstrong.
Yeah.
So we are now at a 1-2 count. 2 outs on the board. Runner on first. Pitch from Luke. Bit of an outside right side pitch.
That's just leaving it up at 2-2. He's trying to look for that slider right there. Just couldn't find the zone. He's going to try to pick off his man over at first there and doesn't get it there in time.
Still a bit of a quick reaction from Luke Armstrong.
He's gonna pick one off for the night to with. He's zoned in. They're gonna go too far as that one's in the dirt to make it 3-2 count. And the batter being very patient at this at bat. 3-2, payoff pitch on its way. And it is swung on and hit into center field as it's going to Haynes, and Haynes is going to glove it up. Actually, he's going to drop it. Excuse me. There, I caught it an out before he dropped it. So, nonetheless, no hits, no runs, 1 batter walk there in the inning for Armstrong. So, Falcons still lead going into the bottom of the second with a score of 1-0. So, stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Volunteer Sports Network as we are entering the bottom of the second inning. Up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons. Number 4, second baseman Gavin Hickernell on the mound for the Happy Valley Warriors. Number 1, Goods. Bit of a low pitch down the middle. Count is now 1-0. Volunteer leading 1-0. Left-sided pitch here, called down the middle, strike.
It's going to even it up on 1-1 there. That's going to be Gavin's first at bat of the night here. And that's going to be called strike because he got caught looking there at the 1-2. Now 1-2.
This pitcher's like in this little high left zone in the.
He's just putting it right there in the box.
Yeah.
Pitches away, swung on down the right field line and foul. As the count stays in 1-2, no outs. We're at that part of the lineup where if we can get some on base, we're going to turn it over, and because that one's going to be fouled.
Looks like it hit Gavin there in the foot. Stinging a little bit.
Yeah.
Count is now 1-2. No runners on.
On deck is first baseman Isaiah Ward and left fielder Aiden Parsons. So if we can get this turned over, you're going to have Fegans and you're going to have Byrie. And that's where that small ball comes into play, as we was talking about earlier, late, where we can get some more runs across here. One, two count, no outs here, bottom of the second. Hickernell still at the plate. Pitches away.
Oh,
And
man.
they're going to call out a strike on the changeup there, curveball. And that's going to be a strikeout for the Warriors there.
Isaiah Ward.
And that's going to bring up the first baseman now, Isaiah Ward, for his first at bat.
Bit of a high pitch here down the middle. Count is now 1-0. Ward coming in to bat as a freshman on varsity.
Well, he foul tips that one. Caught the top of the bat there. If he'd have barreled that one up, it'd have probably found a gap there. He's going to go talk over Coach Josh Peterson.
Pitch from Goods down the middle, swing and a miss. Count is now 0-2.
That was going to be a ball there.
A little bit all over the place from Happy Valley's pitcher, but he's still got that same curveball going down. And as it is his second strikeout of the inning.
This Goulds is definitely dealing for the Warriors now, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Aiden Parsons.
Last night, Aiden Parsons had a diving catch out in the left field against Cherokee, throwing it in, getting a double play. It's probably play of the night, I'd say. As his first pitch is strike. 2 outs here on the board, 1-0. Volunteer. Second ball is in the dirt. Count is now tied up at 1-1. Down the middle, he tipped it behind home plate. Count is now 1-2 for him. This could be a pretty quick inning from pitcher Goods here. There's another low ball in the dirt. Count is tied up 2-2.
I know Peterson's going to kill me for saying this, but he made a little bit of stats in college playing for the University of Tennessee and got drafted got drafted by the Texas Rangers in 2011 to play Major League Baseball. And he compiled a pretty good career over, Walter State and the University of Tennessee. And he's come and brought all that, knowledge here to this team and has done really well the past several seasons with this Falcons team. As that one swung on a miss by Parsons, and they're going to tag him out. And that's going to be end of the second with the score still 1-0. Happy Valley struck out 2 or struck out 3, excuse me. And no runs, no hits as we go into the top of the third. Stay tuned. Volunteer lead still 1-0.
Welcome back to the Volunteer Sports Network here as we are now in the top of the third inning. Pitching from number 20, Luke Armstrong, as the first pitch is a strike. Batting for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 22, their catcher.
It's going to be Parker. That swung on back to Armstrong as he gloves it, and he's going to have Ward, the first baseman, a little present there for an out. That's going to be a quick out.
Up next for Happy Valley, number 18, Blevins.
Now we're going to have Blevins up. And that's going to be number 18 as he got on base at the last at bat by a walk. Pitches away, down and away, called ball.
Score is still 1-0 Volunteer here in the top of the third.
And that one's high and away to make it 2-0. If you're just joining us, Falcons are leading 1-0 on this doubleheader. Second game tonight as they defeated Happy Valley 15-0 in the first matchup. It started roughly around 6 o'clock after the rain delay. 3-0 count now for Armstrong. 1 out. Looking to go 2-0 tonight. Pitches away, swung on, and left field and out of play. To now make it 3-1. Armstrong is up to 55 pitches so far here in his outing tonight. That's going to be outside, and Blevins is going to take his base again for a walk.
Up next for Happy Valley, number 3, Kendall.
Now Kendall is going to be up to bat. It's going to be number 3. He struck out in the top of the first. That hit last at bat. Pitches away, and that's a fastball right over the plate by Armstrong, and he dealt that one to make it 0-1. Armstrong sets, and he's going to back off. Blevins on first. He reached first on a walk here. 0-1 count, 1 out. Be good for a double play. Showing bunt there, and they're going to bunt it down, and it's going to stay fair. Dennis over to Ward at first for the out.
Looks like Happy Valley's trying to steal our small ball technique here.
Next up for Happy
As number
Valley,
18
number
advances
1,
to second base.
Dowd.
Yeah, Blevins goes to second, and I think that's all Kendall was needing to do is just get a runner in scoring position. So I think his job's done. He did what he was supposed to, and now it's going to be 2 outs. Armstrong deals. Oh, what a curveball that sits right over the plate. Started out like it's going to be a ball lake, and the bottom falls out of it. 0-1. Runner in scoring position, Blevins for the Warriors on second. And that one swung on over to third base as they're going to pick it up, throw it, and not in time as it's safe as Williams tries to go and play it. And he just didn't get it over there in time.
That was number 1 from the Happy Valley Warriors. Next up to bat, number 21.
He struck out the last time. And number 1, Goulds, he reached base on a hit by pitch earlier. He's
Next
Happy
up,
Valley's
Happy
pitcher.
Valley,
So
number
runners at the corners now for the Warriors.
Johnson.
Getting a courtesy runner for goods here, number 11.
Johnson at the plate, pitches away, called strike. Just needs 2 more strikes here or a weak contact into the infield to get an out. Armstrong steps off the bag. Thought he was going to try to pick one off real quick.
Definitely one of Luke's best nights so far this season.
Pitches away, swung on and missed by Johnson. That's going to be an 0-2 count now. And see if Armstrong can get out of this jam. He was in a jam earlier with the runners on all bases, and he got out of it. That swung on and missed, and that's going to retire the top of the third with 1 hit, no runs, 1 batter walked. And that'll do it for the top of the third as the Falcons still lead here 1-0. Stay tuned. You're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
Welcome back here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Next up to bat here in the bottom of the third inning, starting the batting order, number 3, Bryson Fegans. He's our right fielder for the night. Score is now 1-0. Volunteer leading as number 1, Goods, still on the mound for the Happy Valley Warriors.
11 for 13.
Got a little stoppage in play here.
Bryson Fegans' last at bat was a pop up.
Up first for the Falcons, number 3, Bryson Figure.
He ended up catching it, getting him out.
First pitch swinging there to make it 0-1 count for Fegans. Second pitch down and away to even it up at 1-1. Pitches away now, called strike. Do they call that a strike or a ball?
Looks like they called it a ball. I would have
Okay.
figured that was a strike.
Yeah, that was more high. I called it late. It's hard to run a soundboard as he hits that one over to the shortstop position. It's gloved up and over to first. Not in time, though, as he's going around first now off the wild throw, and he's going to be at second, standing up for a double.
Up next to the south is number 5, Isaiah Bowery.
Now Isaiah Bowery, the bunt king here, is what I like to call him, up to the plate now to try to get a single and move Fegans 90 foot closer. His last at bat, if I'm not mistaken, was a bunt single late.
As we were speaking about it, yeah. Looks like this field position, he might just pull it out again. As
And he goes right back to the pitcher. That's going to move Fegans over to third, and he's actually going to get there, and he's going to round second. And that's going to bring Fegans home. And that's going to make it 2-0. And now it's going to have Bowery for a bunt triple.
Love to see it from him. Back-to-back errors for Happy Valley, their first
Up next to
baseman.
the Falcons, number 9, Connor Haynes.
Yeah, that was 2 errors on the first baseman.
Next up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons, senior, number 9, center fielder, Connor Haynes.
He went yard last game with a grand slam, like I said earlier.
Last at bat in this game was a ground ball out, thrown at first. Looking to change that. Be pretty cool if we could see another.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go yard again here on senior night. It's 1-1 count now for Haynes here on senior night, here in the bottom of the third.
Bit of a low pitch, swinging on a foul ball behind home plate. Isaiah Bowery still on third here.
Oh, 2 count here for Haynes. Swings on it, and that's a strikeout. And that's going to bring up now number 7, Austin Williams, the third baseman tonight.
Number 7, Austin Williams.
Because Gould is still on the mound. He's working on this 36th pitch here, 37th pitch. And that one's going to be hit into the shortstop area, and that's going to bring in Bowery for another run here in this inning. And Williams is going to get a hit to single. So that's going to be scored as a RBI single. And that's going to bring up the Raging Cajun, Anthony
Up next to the
Blasini.
Falcons, number 13, Anthony Blasini.
And he's 1 for 1 tonight on a single into the gap.
Pulled out an RBI too, first points on the board.
That's going to be inside. That straightens them up a little bit to make it an 0-1 count.
I just want to take a quick moment here. I know we're coming in on a close of the regular season here on senior night.
That one's down, and Williams is going to steal second.
I've just really enjoyed it out here with the Volunteer Sports Network. Thank you all for welcoming me and getting me started on my future profession out here.
Well, we appreciate all your help that you do for the Volunteer High School and the Volunteer Sports Network. You and Elijah both put in countless hours. He couldn't be here with us tonight, but as Blasini swings on that one to make it a 2-1 count now, everybody has recognized y'all's work here at Volunteer High School, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and we're very thankful to have you and hope to see you working still in the future with us as you pursue your own endeavors too. So thank you for that. 3-1 count for Blasini as he's battling it out.
Number 7, Austin Williams, moved to second here. Count is 3-1. 3-0 Volunteer for the score.
And that one's going to be hit up into the infield. It's going to be a pop-up, and that's going to be hauled in by the first baseman, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. And we don't have one of our co-founders and stuff and President Hannah Sawyer here with us right now. But we actually came out, if anybody's listened to us on Facebook or here on the Mixler app on the radio feed, we came out with we created the Courtney Housewright scholarship and sports media award, and it goes to, it's going to two kids that it's going to be named after, Lake Courtney and Elijah Houserot, and they'll be recipients of that scholarship. And this will be a scholarship that we do on a year basis, and we'll have more information to come in the later months of that. So we appreciate you two for doing all the help, as that one's going to be lined out into center field, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. Actually, it's going to be dropped, and that's going to get another runner in to make it 4-0 on an RBI single.
Up next for the Falcons, number 4, Gavin Hickermill.
Next up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons, second baseman number 4, Gavin Hickermill. Last at bat, not looking too good as he had a strikeout.
Now we got number 19 checking in for the catcher there.
As Josh was saying, that was Cade Smith, freshman, coming in as a courtesy runner, as the first pitch is a low right side ball.
I'm glad you had that, because we don't have his number on our roster.
It's good having a little bit of an insider here with the team.
Yeah.
As this second pitch is a foul ball out into the old bullpen for Volunteer.
Runners on first. Hickernell at the plate. 1-1, 2 outs. Pitches away. Strike 2 as he got caught looking there. You said Gavin struck out last at bat?
Yep.
1-2. That's going to be a hanger, and that's going to send Smith at second. He's going to get there just in time. Smith is now into scoring position at second base. Two count. Swung on, lined over to first. It's going to take a bounce, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. And then we're going to go on into the top of the fourth here, this 5-inning game. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 errors, and Volunteer leads 4-0. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the top of the fourth here with Happy Valley finding themselves down 4-0 here on senior night for the Falcons, as that first pitch is fouled up and out here in the backstop.
Batting for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 8. His last at bat was a ground ball thrown out at first.
It's going to be a high ball there for Armstrong, and that's going to make a 1-1 count now. Number 8, Shepherd at the plate as we're looking at their 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters.
Swing and a miss here. Count is now 1-1.
That one's fouled back.
Looks like it hit the camera there.
It hit it so hard it brought up the
Undo
cancel
typing.
keyboard. Yeah. 1-2 count now. No outs here for Shepherd as he looks for the pitch. He swung on, fouled back. It stays 1-2.
I think Shepard's trying to knock out the live stream here.
Oh my, he's putting everything behind it right now. Luke's pitch is way down, tried to get that slider to find the zone, didn't. That makes it 2-2. Good outing here for Armstrong. He's put himself in a bind a few times, but for the most part, got himself out of it. And that's what makes a good pitcher. And that one swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout for Armstrong here to start the top of the fourth.
Next up to bat for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 31, his last at bat. He was walked.
One out here, pitches way. Armstrong caught him swinging on that slider. Strike one. It's going to be Young here. You said what was his last at bat?
He walked.
He walked. Pitches away, swung on and missed. 0-2 count now. Armstrong delivers. And that's going to be called ball. Barely missed there. Barely missed, Elijah. And that causes the dugout and the stadium to heckle a little bit. Because that one swung on and going to be fouled off the edge of the bat there. 1-2 count now. Armstrong, one out.
I'm sorry, did you call me Elijah?
I probably did.
Yeah, it's all right.
It happens. I don't know how some is that one's going to be outside slider for 2-2. I don't know how you have all these people that commentate with other people and they don't end up, messing up sometimes. That one swung on deep into right field, and that's going to be Fegans that comes up with it for the out. And that's going to be out 2 here.
Next up to bat, number 13. This is his last at bat. Struck out in the top of the second.
See if we can get a 3-up, 3-down here. That was going to be called strike. Fastball low in the zone for an 0-1 count now.
No runners on.
Pitches away, swung on and missed. Pitches away, right outside, called ball.
See if Armstrong can close the inning here, as it is now 1-2 with 2 outs on the board.
That's going to be called strike.
Down the middle.
And that's going to be 3-up, 3-down for Armstrong as there's no runs, no hits, no errors. And on to the fourth we go. Falcons still lead 4-0 here in Churchill. Stay tuned. You're listening to Falcon Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
My bad. Interrupt you. Welcome back to the Volunteer Sports Network here as we are in the bottom of the fourth inning. Up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons, number 21, freshman, first baseman, Isaiah Ward. As his last at bat, he was struck out.
That last at bat, though, he went the distance in there and made it interesting as that fastball, because we have Shawn on the plate now with the pitching, or at the on the mound now. Pitching change as he pops one up back and it's going to find
Beautiful
the gap.
drop.
Pitcher's going to pick it back up and he's going to throw it wild. And that's going to get a base hit there for the Falcons on a double off a wild throw.
Up next for the
Good play by the
Falcons,
freshman there to
Adrian Parsons.
stay aware there. That throw was just really hard by the pitcher.
Next up to bat for Volunteer Falcons, number 1, left fielder, Aiden Parsons. As his last at bat, he was also struck out.
And he's looking to get in the hit column tonight, help out his average as we're going to get a courtesy runner for Ward. And that's going to be number 14, Blakely Broussard, the junior.
The other Raging Cajun. Bit of a Bayou boy group here going on. Nicknames for days.
Oh, yeah. Pitch away, swung on by Parson to make it 0-1. Runners in scoring position at second is Broussard, relief runner.
Looking for a bunt here.
That's going to be a strike fouled back, and that's going to move Broussard over to third, 90 foot closer.
Count is looking like 0-1 here as Volunteer leads 4-0.
Should be an 0-2 count. And that's going to be, should be evening it up now. Or a little,
That was the first ball.
okay, so it's going to be, should be 1-2 because he fouled off the second one after taking the first pitch strike. A little late updating it there. No biggie though. Runner on third, pitches away inside. And they're going to call it a strikeout. We have a little confusion here.
Up next for the Falcons, number 3, Bryson Figgins.
And that's going to turn over the lineup. Now Figgins is back up.
Figgins' last at bat was a ground ball double as Happy Valley had an error throwing it to first. Count is now 0-1 with 1 out on the board. Broussard still on third, looking to steal.
Anything out there will get it. Just hit it deep enough so we can tag up. But that one's going to be down in the dirt to even it up at 1-1. Dodgers are beating the Blue Jays 11-1. Cubs beating the Red Sox 7-1. Scores of interest. Braves are beating the Guardians 5-1. White Sox are up on the Rays 5-0. Rangers are tied in the bottom of the fifth, 1-1 with the Reds. 2-1 count.
Go Bravos.
That was going to be swung on and missed by Figgins to make it now 2-2. Tennessee beat Missouri 3-2. They had a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Their series will end tomorrow as they took the series against Missouri. After beating Missouri 10-1 in like Dinger Derby last night.
What about Kentucky playing ranked 24th South Carolina?
I'll have to look that up. Yeah, they're 1-1 right now on the top of the ninth.
Sorry, biased Kentucky fan living in East Tennessee.
And Figgins is going to take his base.
Next up to bat for the Volunteer Falcons, number 5.
Up next for the
Shortstop, Isaiah
Falcons, number 5, Isaiah.
Now, what are we going to see here? We're going to see a bunt down the right field line to get Broussard home.
I'd just about put money on it if I could.
I think sport betting on high school sports is a little illegal. It's be frowned upon.
But yeah, this would be his third bunt of the night if he does run on first and third here.
His last at bat was a bunt triple off a couple errors in the
RBI as
infield.
well.
Yep. Pitches away, runner goes, and it's going to be
Ooh,
bunted,
quick reaction
and the
here.
pitch is going to keep it, and they're going to double it off, and he's going to have to tag up. Fegans is, but that's going to bring Broussard home to get a run in to make it 5-0. And Isaiah did what he needed to do there.
Up next for the Falcons,
getting
number 9, Connor Haynes.
75% of the way to the second, and pitch came up with it and tried to throw it back to double him off, and first baseman couldn't come up with it, and that would cost him another error there. But Volunteer gets Broussard across to make it 5-0, and Fegans is still at first. Now Connor Haynes, as Fegans gets back to first as a pitcher, checks back on him, keeps him honest.
Connor Haynes' last at bat was a strikeout in the bottom of the third inning.
2 outs here, pitches away, high, 1-0. Fegans just really want to get the second.
Oh, yeah. That last play is looking like Happy Valley's second error of the inning.
It is, and that's going to be a wild pitch, and that's going to move Fegans to second.
Count is now 2-0 for Connor. There's 2 outs on the board.
Haynes being really patient at this at bat, 2-0. Pitches away inside to make it 3-0. Fegans at second. Shawn fires for a strike to make it 3-1. I don't know how Haynes held off on just absolutely trying to obliterate that one, because I just 3-0 count, I'm swinging. That's going to be inside, and he's going to take his base, and that's going to be 2 walks this inning here. It's going to have now Haynes and Fegans.
Up next for the Falcons,
Fegans on second, Haynes at first.
Austin
Now,
Williams.
third baseman now up to bat.
Williams' last at bat had a RBI single, making the score 3-0 as we have 2 runners on first and second, Connor Haynes and Bryson Fegans.
Falcons lead 5-0 here in the top of the fourth, or bottom of the fourth, excuse me. High pitch is a ball, and that's going to move Fegans to third and Haynes to second, both in scoring position.
Another error there by Happy Valley as they couldn't get the toss off to third.
That was going to be struck on Williams deep into left field, and it keeps going right up to the fence, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be the third out of the inning with the score still 5-0 going into the top of the fifth. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors. Score stays as is, 5-0. Stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Volunteer Sports Network as we are now on the top of the 5th inning as Happy Valley's batter, number 4, Shawn, their pitcher, his last at bat was a pop-up caught out during the top of the 2nd inning here. Volunteer leading 5-0 as pitcher Luke Armstrong looks to close this inning right here and win the game for the
I was
Falcons.
going to say 3 outs is all they need here to finish this one. Has Volunteers up 4-0, or should be 5-0 on our live feed here. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Whether you're listening on the Mixler app or watching us through Facebook Live or any streaming device that you're on, as that one's fouled back into the dugout. I'd like to thank all of our donors for making this happen, and thankful for the coaches here at the high school for allowing us to mic up their players and take pictures of them and get the exposure they deserve here, as that's now a 2-1 count with no outs here in the top of the 5th. That one's hit on over down the third base line, fouled to even it up at 2-2. Armstrong delivers. Hanger right over the plate. Stays. Look like he's going to stay fair, and it does. And that's going to be a base hit there. Or excuse me, they went ahead and went foul. They just ended up playing it out. I couldn't see down that line too well. We don't get as good as an angle as the camera does. We have to sit back far a little bit. Get a decent angle enough as it still stays 2-2 here. But that one's hit on deep center as Haynes is going to size it up here, and it's going to fall right in his glove for the first out. 2 more outs here for Armstrong. Little score of interest here. Lady Falcons softball, they defeat Claiborne County 2-1 tonight to secure at least the number 3 seed in the district tournament starting next week, May the 3rd, for the Twin Lakes Conference District, as that first pitch is swung on.
Batting for the Happy Valley Warriors, number 22, their catcher, as his last at bat was a ground ball out at first.
One now, 1 out. Looking to close this one out. That one swung on and missed to make it 1-2 now. No runners on base. Pitches away, down and away to make it 2-2 now.
Armstrong looking to take the mound here. No runners on. 1-2 count, 1 out on the board. As it is a foul ball up above the right side here.
And it's going to roll right back into the dugout.
A little bit of a confusion here.
That's going to be popped up there for Hinkerdale, the second baseman, to come over and get it, as he called it real late. Him and Barry about collided with each other right there at the second base.
And before that, batter looked for a time there, didn't get it. Coming to bat up for the Warriors, number 18, last at bat was a walk.
And this is the top of the 5th, so this is the last at bat. Unless they can close it in here, as that one's called strike. If they can close it in and tie it or take the lead, or at least tie it.
This little curveball coming from Luke Armstrong there. No runners on, swing and a miss, foul ball. Not a miss, sorry. Foul ball out to the Warriors dugout here. The count is now 0-2. Luke Armstrong looking to finish it right here. Here's a pitch from Armstrong as it is right down the middle, swing and a miss, and that is your ball game, folks. Top of the fifth inning, 5-0. Your Volunteer Falcons on senior night.
And that last at bat there yielded no runs, no hits, no errors for the Falcons to secure the victory here in both games tonight. 15-0 in the first one, 5-0 in the second one, and that'll do it here for Churchill tonight. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to us here tonight on the Volunteer Sports Network. From us here at Volunteer Sports Network, we'd like to thank our production crew for making all this possible and all of our donors for making this possible. So until next time, we should be out here tomorrow with the Westridge game. We'll get you a time on there, so stay tuned for that. And Lake, you have anything else for us tonight?
I don't think so. Great ball game from Volunteer Falcons tonight.
Yeah, good.
Looking to bring it in tomorrow against Westridge. Last game against them was at Westridge, defeating them 9-0.
So they're gonna have some. They're gonna have a bad taste in their mouth. So they're gonna come and give us our best shot. So we're just gonna have to have an early one tomorrow, get some rest tonight, and be back out here tomorrow.
Starting pitcher for tomorrow should be number 7 Austin Williams against Westridge.
So we'll be excited to get that matchup on the way. Stay tuned here on the Volunteer Sports Network, and from us here at Volunteer Sports Network, we thank you and good night.